Welcome back, Wargaming enthusiasts, and this is deployment. So, actually there's a couple of notes I have to make just before I begin talking about anything interesting. One of them is that just as I selected the roster and was beginning deployment, combat missions crashed on me, so I had to select the roster again. It's more or less, well, it's exactly the same thing that you saw on the video unit-wise, except some of the units might have slightly different experience ratings or morale ratings. And the other thing is that after corresponding with my opponent for a while, we decided not to take a big map. We decided to take a slightly smaller map, so this is not Open Rough 035, this is Open Rough 025. And it's quite big enough, I guess. Alright, so now deployment. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to do a mad dash right at the beginning of the game. So we're going to send our one of our T-34 platoons to that wood over here, and hopefully we'll get there in one piece. We're going to take the other platoon over here and move it to this forest right here. And again, hopefully we won't get shot at too much. We will probably get spotted, though. It's a possibility. Hopefully, I'm sort of hoping that maybe one of the groups will not get spotted, but it's quite possible that they both will. If one of the groups is not spotted, then it's probably this one here, because it's going to this forest and it's got much better cover while getting there. I am guessing the enemy's forces will be positioned here in those supply dumps, possibly here in the forest, although I'm hoping not. I'm hoping they will have to get to that forest on their own, well, by their own means, not at the beginning of the scenario, and possibly there will be some units here. We're going to ignore this northwest road for a lot of the time, I guess. I mean, it will depend on development and what we actually spot, but primarily we're interested in those supply depots. And to that end, we actually put an artillery strike on there. Just banking that some unit will be here, we put all of our Katyusha fire on there at the beginning of the game. The Katyusha fire otherwise would take 20 minutes or more to range in, and I don't think I'll be able to keep the enemy in one position for that long during the rest of the game, so I'll just use it now. Right, and we've got one truck moving way over here, and you might be wondering why that is. This is because I did goof up, and the 85mm heavy anti-aircraft gun cannot be limbered to a Studebaker truck, which, if you look at this gun, you know, it makes sense. That's one big gun. Yeah, but that means these guns will be immobile throughout the game, which sucks because there's really nowhere to position them so that they have any line of sight whatsoever. I mean, this gun has just like, if I can show you that maybe on some other camera. So it's possible with this gun to range in to start shooting at something here, but it's a very specific spot that it sees, and the other gun doesn't have any better of a firing arc. I did what I could with them, but that's it. I guess this teaches me a lesson. If I'm not defending, don't take something that maybe I wouldn't be able to move. Anyway, so these guys will be staying here with their command squad, with their loader teams, and hopefully the enemy does take some aircraft, so this is not a complete waste. Or maybe they will just incidentally and very accidentally actually spot someone and maybe shoot at them. Or, you know, maybe I can use them as a distraction or something. Speaking of distractions, that's why this truck is going over there. So I'm sending one unit into this wood, one unit into that wood over there, and I'm going to pretend I'm sending a truck over here to deploy some infantry, but really I'm just sending an empty truck because I have two trucks that I have nothing to do with. The other truck will remain here just in case I want to move my artillery observer somewhere very fast. which may or may not be a good idea. Anyway, so that's the Studebaker fiasco. The deployment, I mean, I'm kind of hoping for a little bit of luck at the beginning, but it could be that I lose some machines in the very first turn, and that will be quite disastrous. So really, it's a very risky play as well, much more risky than moving up your infantry at high speed through a wood, definitely. Once we get there, I hope to deploy infantry there, and I hope to try and figure out where the enemy is, so then I can start moving the tanks around into some serious position where they can support, where they can give some heavy fire, or where they can, well, interfere with enemy movements in the very least. So that's my deployment. It's not hugely complex, I guess, and it depends a little bit on luck. So I'm not sure how it will turn out, but possibly the next turn will be interesting. For one, there will be Katyusha fire. So I guess see you then.